The BroKode team members believe in high quality work and strive to achieve a customized solution for our client's problem at hand. We strive to be the best possible informatics students in every aspect, and we are willing to make sacrifices to achieve our goals.
Hi, my name is Keegan De Castro. I played a vital role in organizing and managing the team, setting up deadlines, scheduling meetings, and checking everyone is reaching their deadlines, as well as the quality of their work. I believe that honesty and communication helps with a good group dynamic, as well as not being afraid to ask other members for help. I am an easygoing person and I am very approachable, although I can be tough when situations of incomplete work or slacking in my team members arise, as I believe that being too soft is not going to get the job done when trying to organize people and getting them to complete their work. This 370 project has shown me my passion for being challenged and solving problems with a quality solution.
Good day, my name is Damien Didrix and my contact details are now displayed on the screen. I enjoyed working in a team throughout the year and now consider myself a good team member, as well as someone that can take a good lead. Keegan and I coded and tested the final parts of the system, and through this process I realized that I'm a proficient coder. I'm a person that enjoys finding new ways of doing things, as well as finding small but impacting changes that I can make to the system.
Hi, I'm Darren Yawasha and I'm a third year BCom informatics student. I believe technology is and will continue to change the world beyond measure, and I would like to be a part of the involved minds. I work well with people and manage to adjust to different people with ease. I communicate and deal with people of different statuses with equal respect. I enjoy working with software and technology to create innovative solutions to solve problems. My details can be found below.
Hi, my name is Jason Pino. I'm an enthusiastic and hardworking individual. I take delight in being able to interact and work with other people, as well as work on my own. I'm very committed to my work and I'm always eager to learn new things. If you'd like to get in contact with me, my details can be found below.
Hi, I'm Edsisani Namadoka, final year information science student. I work hard, I enjoy teamwork because it helps me develop on my skills and abilities. I'm always willing to learn. I enjoy using technology and software to solve problems. You can find my contact details below.
MR Computer Services is a private company that focuses on the ICT sector, the information, communication and technology sector. They are located in Alberton, Gauteng. This is their head office that manages the relations between other branches. They mainly focus on large companies to provide them with total business IT solutions, including CCTV, IT security, mainframe servers, and a wide variation of internet solutions.
Mr. Computer Services were concerned and worried about their project management process. This was all tracked on a whiteboard, from scheduling meetings to follow-ups with clients. Clients were also unable to identify the progress of their projects. Communication and task assignments were done through word of mouth, and this caused a lot of confusion amongst employees, as well as managers were unable to track accountability amongst employees.
As BroKode, we have developed a system called CRIS, which is a customer relation information system designed for the needs of MRC computer systems. The core system functionality of our platform involves the following. Scheduling meetings allows a sales rep to schedule certain meetings for clients and employees that need to be at a certain meeting. Each of the employees will have this meeting on their calendar. Once all the employees have accepted that they can make a certain meeting, a client will be notified of the meeting and they will be able to accept and decline the meeting as well. Provided that any employee or the client declines the meeting, the sales rep will be able to reschedule the meeting for a different suggested time slot. Stock management allows the stock user to be able to add products and assign the products to certain employees, to order stock for the sake of ordering stock and having stock in the business, or stock that's linked to a certain quote. When this happens, this will not be able to be deleted because the supply order will be linked to a certain quote. If the stock user is ordering stock, they'll be able to modify the quantities that they would have decided to. Project monitoring and managing consists of the employees, specifically the sales rep, being able to create projects. When they create projects, they'll be able to view and assign certain tasks to certain technicians and employees. They'll be able to view a graph of how much of the project is complete depending on how many of the tickets have been marked as complete. The sales rep will also not be allowed to mark a project as complete provided all the tickets for that project are not yet complete. Employee management allows the admin user to be able to register new employees under certain user roles and employee types. They'll also be able to add new employee types and user roles into the system. Users in the system will only be able to view functionality for the user role that their admin would have assigned them to. Vehicle management allows for an admin to be able to add certain vehicles into the system. When these vehicles have been added into the system, the employees will be able to book out vehicles that have been booked in. Once a vehicle is booked in, the status will be unavailable and no other employee will be able to book in that vehicle until it has been booked out by the employee that had previously booked it out. Complaint management allows for clients to be able to complain based on certain tickets and projects that they have been given. When a client complains, their sales rep will be able to view the complaint and respond to the complaint. The admin user will be able to configure the suggested response time, and the sales rep will be prompted with different color settings depending on how close the complaint response time is. When the client complaint is overdue, the block will turn red, indicating that the complaint is past due and that they should have responded by now. Reporting functionality is also available for client complaints, where the admin can view which complaints were made on certain projects and what the response was. They'll also be able to see when the complaint was made and when the feedback was given for the complaint. We have reporting functionality, which is available for the admin. They'll be able to view complaint reports, which will show what I've just explained. Employee task reports will show a list of all the employees and the tasks that they're assigned to depending on the different projects, as well as a count of all the projects and tasks that they're currently assigned to on the system. There'll also be a ticket according to criteria report, where the admin will be able to view how many tickets have a certain status and which tickets they are, as well as which projects they're assigned to. They'll also be able to see the due date for these tickets and see which employees have been assigned to them. Similar will be available for the complete ticket criteria, where the admin will be able to view the same information but for tickets that have been marked as complete. The admin will also be able to view a number of projects completed report, which will show a table of all the projects that have been marked complete, as well as a graph showing how many projects were completed in each month, allowing the admin to be able to view which months had more projects completed in comparison to others. Lastly, there's a stock according to criteria report, where the admin user will be able to view what's currently in stock between certain quantities, and then the system will respond by displaying a list of reports of the products that currently have a quantity between the given criteria, as well as the total value on hand, provided that all those products are to be sold out.
Our CRIS system will allow the management of employees, vehicles, and clients. The system will allow technicians the capability of viewing their tasks for the week, which solves the accountability and confusion problem. Reports are generated for the admin's control and help identify possible issues. Clients are now able to constantly monitor the progress of their projects and easily place and view quotes. The CRIS system assists the sales representative in completing many of their daily tasks. They can schedule meetings, assign tasks to technicians, create quotes, and communicate with clients. This making project management run smoothly and easily manageable. CRIS system also helps with the stock management, with orders, suppliers, products, labor are all tracked and configurable. In addition, the vehicle book in, book out function. This is used to track which employee has what vehicle, as well as letting others know which are available and which aren't. A client can register by going to the top right of the home page and clicking register. This then displays the register form, where the client will input their details such as name, surname, email address, contact number, ID number, select their gender, enter their username, and their password. And then select date of birth, which can't be passed today. And click. They then can choose an image. They can either choose to upload one from their computer or take an image with their webcam. They then click the submit button. A successful message is populated and it says please log in. Here you can see our client home screen. This is where the client is redirected after logging in. The process starts whereby a client needs to create a request for quote. So they'll go to the create request for quote in the side nav and click it. This form is then displayed. This is where the client will input their request for quote, and this request for quote button will then be displayed. They click request for quote once they have typed out their description and a successful message is popped. Once they click OK, they are relocated back to their home screen and the request for quote is sent through to the sales rep.
Once a sales rep has logged in, they will land on the home screen such as displayed right here. You can see in a badge that once a new request for quote has been created, a number in the badge has been added. We can now read here, I need a network setup as well as internet. We will need modems and Ethernet run to each workstation. That you can see is the client's request. I now click on this button and I enter my own reply. So for my reply, I would say the client needs full infrastructure, including 200 meters of cabling and the setup of it all. Once I click the modify button, you can now see the badge has one less and there's now a sales rep input for this as well. After a request for quote has been replied to, the first thing we would do then is create a quote. So we'd go to view quotes, and as you can see there are no current quotes for this specific request for quote. We then select generating a quote. On the screen you've got two options, either add labor or add product. If I click on add product, you can see the request for quote details, both the input of the client and the input of the sales representative. Here I would select the kind of products I would need on the quote. So for example, Cat6, which is a type of man cable. I would add labor, so the type of labor that is needed to complete the installations. And then I would adjust my quantities to the exact lengths of cable or items I would need. So 200 meters of Cat6, and then you can change your markup as well. Once I select confirm quote, this will generate a PDF as well as send an SMS to the client. You can then view your PDF by clicking download PDF. Here you can then display exactly the quote you have sent through to the client.
Once a sales rep has received the request for quote, they will review it and then generate a quote for the client. This is then sent across to the client side, and as you can see here, a badge will pop up. The client would go to quotes on the side nav and click it. They will then see all their quotes, and as I can see here, this is the quote that's pending that they've just received. You can click on more details to view more things about the quote. As you can see, the total amount, you've got Cat6, which is your cabling, and what technician will be installing it. Then this is the request for quote you made, which is displayed, and then as a client you can either accept or decline the quote. I'm happy with this quote, so I'm going to accept it. Successful message has popped up and the user is redirected back to their quote, and as we can see, the status is now changed. A client is able to download quotes by going to the view quotes. This will display all their quotes. They then click the download button, the download quote button for the specific quote they wish to download. This will then be downloaded to their PC, which they can open and send and save as they wish.
Now that the client has accepted our quote, we can now see that the status has shifted to accepted and it's highlighted in green. Once this quote has been accepted, you can no longer modify or delete this quote. So the next step of our process would be to generate a project. Selecting generate project, it will take you to the generate project screen. You then select a profile picture. So for our example, we'll be using Alpha Ethical. We name the project. So for this as well, we'll call it Alpha Ethical. And then we select an end date. When selecting end date, you cannot select the previous date, and you would now select your end date for end of December. Your start date for this project will automatically be selected as today. Once you've selected, it takes you to the home page, and you can now see Alpha Ethical is in progress.
Once a client has accepted a quote, the sales rep then creates a project for that client. As you can see on your home screen, we now have the new project, its amount, where the site is, project ID, and the status of it. This graph here shows the tickets belonging to that project. So as we can see, if we hover over, we have one ticket that has been completed and we have one still in progress. To view specific projects, we go down to the project tab on the side nav. This then displays the client's projects. You can then go into a specific project and view the tickets. So as we can see here, install incoming line has been completed. Once a project is being created, a sales representative is then able to create meetings. The client would click on the meetings tab on the side nav, and it would display a calendar view, which would display all the meetings that have been created. As you can see, the sales rep has created one for this week, and it is orange. If it's orange, it means the status of this meeting is pending. The client would then click on the meeting and a notification would be displayed. It gives the name of the meeting, the agenda, the location, and what the status is. We then click the accept or decline button depending on whether the client is available or not. I want to accept this one, so I click accept. As you can see now, the status has been accepted. The meeting is still in yellow because all employees have not yet accepted yet. This means the meeting is not 100% confirmed. A client can lodge a complaint on a specific project if they have any issues. To do this, the client would click on the Projects tab on the side nav. They would then click on Lodge Complaint in the project they wish to lodge a complaint for. For example, we're going to lodge a complaint on the... This then displays the form where a client needs to lodge their complaint. The client then inserts their complaint in the provided text box. This button is then displayed and the client would click Lodge Complaint. A success message is popped, which the client would click OK for, and they'd be relocated back to their home screen.
You can now see after the client has made his complaint, another number is added to our View Complaint badge. Once selecting this, you can see that his complaint displays here. It does not display at the top regarding date, as there are two past due complaints here that need to be replied to. These past due complaints, or the due date that they have, can be changed as an administrator. We can now see that Keegan has made his complaint. We then select reply to complaint, and in here we say whatever we would want to say. For example, I will contact you soon, sorry for the bad service. Once we submit this, a copy of this response is emailed to the client as well.
Once a complaint has been replied to by the sales representative, this is displayed on the client side. As you can see here, this badge is saying 2. This means that there are 2 available responses for the client to view. To do this, the client would click Complaint Feedback, and this would then take them to the complaints they have made, as well as display the feedback. So as we can see here, this is our internet is not working, please send a technician as soon as possible complaint that has now been replied to. To view the reply, we would click on View Complaint Feedback, and it would be replied here. This is what the sales rep has sent through. It would give the project name and the date of the reply. I will contact you soon, sorry for the bad service. Once the client is happy and read this, they click the OK button. Success message popped up, they click OK. This redirects them back to their home screen. As we can see here, the status has changed to client viewed. and the client is still able to view their complaints if they want to read it again. For a client to modify their profile, they'll click on their name in the top left corner. This will then redirect them to the Modify Client page, where it has all their details populated. So say the client would like to change their name and their gender. They select it. Once they are happy, they click on the Modify button. Successful message is populated and they are redirected back to their home screen.
So now that we've created our project, we will start by selecting or creating a site. We'd select this button, or we can click on expand and select inside of expand. We can select add site as well. We now give the company name, which would be Alpha Ethical, or whatever your site name would be, and we'd give this an address. So for example, 4 Dovecrest. Once we click submit, we can now see that on our home screen that our new site is 4 Dovecrest. Next step would be to create a ticket. So we generate a ticket, we select an employee. Here we can see all our technicians and we can see the amount of tickets that are assigned to them. We click on his ticket, we give a description to the ticket, something like technical site assessment, and we select the deadline for this ticket to happen, so this Friday. Once we click submit, this is generated, an email is sent to that technician that it shows that its new ticket has been created. I can obviously then generate multiple tickets, so I'll create another one. Here as well you can see all your request for quote details as well as the items you've quoted for. I can then say install incoming line and also give a deadline to that. Once again, generated, an email is sent. Now we've got multiple tickets for this project as well. On a project, we can also then create an assessment of needs or upload your assessment of needs. Your assessment of needs needs to be done before a project commences. This is to display or upload exactly the finer details needed for this project to be completed. So once I click on assessment, I can see upload assessment of needs. I choose my file, which would be obviously any type of file, well, any Word document. I would then upload that. Once I submit that, that is now downloadable. Once I click on Alpha Ethical Assessment again, you can see the date it's been uploaded on, and I can now download that as well. On this home page as well, you're able to view the quote that is specifically assigned to that project. So once the client has accepted the quote, you can view the quote's details. You can also schedule a meeting. So if I select schedule a meeting, this is to schedule a meeting with the client. As you can see here, your sales rep, the person who's logged in, is pre-selected already. You then also select whoever else you would want in the meeting. Once I select submit, there would be an email generated and sent to both those people that have to be there, as well as the client. We can now go to viewing my schedule. We can see I've scheduled that meeting for the end of the month, well, for the 18th at 12. Once I click on this meeting, you can see that all the attendees, you can see their statuses as well as the client status. Over here, I can also accept or decline a meeting. Once I decline a meeting, if anyone in the process declines a meeting, you can see that the meeting has turned red. So now I can reschedule a meeting. Once I select reschedule meeting, it will display my previous date and time. I can now select my new date and time. So the 18th wouldn't work. I can now choose this week's 5th for 12 as well. Once I click reschedule, everyone is emailed once again, and you can now see it's been rescheduled to the 5th. Other functionality that a sales rep has is to modify a project. You would select expand, select modify project, and here you can enter your new project details. You will also be able to complete a project. Once you select complete, the project will be completed, your status changes to in progress, and your buttons to modify anything on the project will be removed. This project will then also move down to the bottom as it is now completed. You can also update site by going to view all sites. You select your site, select modify, and change them to whatever you would want to change them to. You can then also remove your sites.
When you're logged in as a technician, all your tickets will be displayed with the pending tickets that are still in progress at the top, and then all the tickets that you've completed further down. If the description of a ticket is technical site assessment, you will have the option to upload a site assessment. Once you have uploaded a site assessment, this option will change to an option that allows you to download the site assessment that you would have uploaded. When the site assessment has been uploaded, as seen here, you will have the option to download the site assessment. If you mark this ticket now as complete, you will notice that the ticket will now move to the bottom and the icon will change from an orange tick to a green completion sign, as seen here. The technician will be assigned meetings and a calendar view will be available where the technician can view their meetings. Meetings that have been accepted will be green and your status will be accepted. If a meeting has not yet been accepted, it will be orange and you'll have the option to accept or decline a meeting. Declined meetings will be seen as red. A technician will also have the functionality to be able to book in and book out vehicles. You will only be able to book in a vehicle if you have booked out a vehicle. So if you come to the book out vehicles, a list of the vehicles that are available in the system will display. Only the vehicles that have not been booked out by another employee will be available. When you select book out vehicle, the vehicle will move to book in vehicle and you'll be able to book in this vehicle. You'll be able to now book in this vehicle when you're done with the vehicle. The status of the vehicle will be unavailable up until the time you book in the vehicle, and then it will be available for other employees to be able to book it in.
When the stock user logs in, the product page will load. A list of products will be displayed. To create a new product, the stock user will select the Create Product button. This will load up the Create Product form and they will fill it out. To save the product information, the stock user will then select the Submit button. As you can see, the product is now displayed on the list. The stock user will be able to modify the product information. To do this, they'll select the Modify button, and they can make any changes to the product information. To save the information, they select the Submit button. And as you can see, the specific changes have been saved successfully. The stock user will also be able to sign out the product. To do this, they select the Sign Out Product button, and the form Sign Out Product will be loaded, and they can specify the quantity that they want to sign out. Or sign out one. And now the product has been signed out. Actually, one product has been signed out. and the stock user will be able to also delete the product if it's not used elsewhere in the system. To do this, they can select the delete button. The system will prompt the stock user to confirm the deletion, and they press OK to proceed. And now the product has been successfully deleted. If the product is used elsewhere in the system will then prevent the stock user from deleting the product. To demonstrate this, I can try to delete this product here. Click OK to proceed. As you can see, this product has been used elsewhere in the system. The stock user is also able to search for the product on the system. They will fill out the product name and select the search button. As you can see, the product that matches the field has been found. The stock user can now proceed to the product types of the system. From here, they can create a new product type. To do this, they select the product type, create product type button, and we'll give it to save this, they will need to select the submit button. As you can see, this is now saved and it's displayed on the screen. The stock user can then make changes to the product type. To do this, they select the modify button. To save, they select the submit button. And it has been successfully changed. The stock user can then delete the specific product type if they want to. To do this, they select the delete button. The system prompts the stock user to proceed with the deletion, and they select OK to proceed. Now the product type has been deleted. The stock user can also search for a product type. To do this, they fill in the product type description and press the search button. Now the server has been displayed because it matches the description. The stock user will be able to book out a vehicle from the system. To do this, we have to navigate to the book out vehicle. From here, the stock user will be able to book out a vehicle that is available. To do this, they just simply select the book out vehicle button. Now the vehicle won't be available to be booked out because the stock user has booked it out. To book the vehicle back end, the stock user will have to navigate to the book end vehicle, and then here the vehicle that has been booked out will be displayed, and the stock user will select the book end vehicle to book it into the system again, and they will select the OK button to proceed. The stock user can navigate to the meetings. From here, they'll be able to see any meetings that has been scheduled, and they select the meeting on the calendar, and they can either accept the meeting or decline the meeting. To accept the meeting, they can just select the accept meeting button. And now the status has changed to accepted.
When logged in as a stock user, you will have options in the side nav. The default landing page will be the products screen. When you click on the order tab in the side nav, you will have an option to create a new order, search for orders with a certain product, modify or delete products. When you create a new order, you'll be prompted to select a product from a drop-down list. When you select a product, the system will dynamically create a drop-down list of suppliers that support that specific product. When you select a product, you'll be required to enter a quantity. When all these input fields have been entered, an Add to Cart button will appear, allowing you to add a product to a cart. When you select a product, the system will show you how much of that product is currently in stock. When you add items to a cart, you also have the option to remove the items from the cart as seen up here. When you've finished ordering everything you'd like to order, you can check out the cart. What you ordered would now be available on the order list, where you can see the quantity and products that you ordered as well as the date when it was ordered. You're also able to modify this, where you'll be able to modify the quantity that you would like to order. So here we'll change this from 12 to 15, and then you can check out the cart again, and then the quantity will be updated. You also have the option to delete an order, and then the order will not be able to be deleted if the products that have been ordered are being used in the system. You also have the option to search orders for a certain product, where you can search for products for orders that have a certain product, and when you do this, it will only show you the orders that meet the criteria that you have searched for. We also have a supplier order, which is a list of the orders that have been assigned to a specific quote. So when you quote for something for a certain client, if what is being quoted for isn't in stock, the system will automatically order the stock. You are able to delete this, but if it's assigned to a specific quote, then you will not be able to delete this, and the deletion of that will be restricted.
A stock user is able to create, read, update, and delete suppliers. To do so, the stock user would click on the Supplier tab on the left side nav. To create a supplier, they'll click on the Add Supplier button. They then need to add the supplier details. They add all the details respectively, and then they click on the Add button. As we can see here, the new supplier is then added. We can also modify the supplier by going into the specific supplier you would like to modify and clicking on the Modify button. We would like to change this name and the address. Once we are happy with the modification, we click on the Modify button. This redirects the user back to the search supplier, and as we can see here, they are then edited. We are also able to search supplier by name, so we can search Telkom, and Telkom is displayed. We are also able to delete a supplier, so you'd go into the supplier you would like to delete and click on the delete button. The system would prompt you and say, are you sure you want to do this? You click OK. As you can see, the supplier has then been deleted. Suppliers are unable to be deleted if they are linked to certain products. For example, if we want to delete Voltec, This is restricted as they are linked to other products in the system. A stock user is able to create, edit, and delete and modify labor. To do so, they would go and click on the labor tab, which is on the left side nav. They then go and click the add labor button. They select the drop down and select the labor type they wish to create for, and then they add the price at which this labor costs. They then click on the create button and they are redirected back to search labor. As you can see, the labor is being created over here. The stock user can also edit this amount. They add their price per hour and then click on the modify button. It then modifies it. You can also delete this labor. Pop-up says, are you sure you want to delete this labor? And the user then confirms. As you can see, the labor then is deleted from the system. If labor is in use, it is delete restricted. For example, if we try to delete this labor, unfortunately we can't. This item is in use somewhere else and cannot be deleted. Our system allows for the employees to book in and book out vehicles, as they need vehicles to get onto site to perform tasks. To do so, an employee would go to the Book Out Vehicle tab in the side nav. This would then display all the vehicles that the company has in stock, as well as displaying their status showing whether they're available or not. For example, this employee would like to book out this Hilux. They would click on the Book Out button. The vehicle is now booked out to their name. To book in this vehicle once the employee is done, they click on the Book In vehicle. The vehicle they have booked in with all its details is then displayed. The employee would then click on Book In vehicle. A prompt would say, are you sure you want to book in this vehicle? The employee would then say okay, and the vehicle is then booked back in and is now available for other employees to access.
If the admin would like to log into the system, they'd need to go to crissystem.co.za and they need to press on the login button. Here they'd need to enter their details. Once they press the login button, an enter OTP pop-up will be displayed, asking for an OTP to be entered. An OTP will be sent to the admin via SMS. They will then input the OTP that they've received on their phone. If it is correct, they will be taken to the admin home screen. The admin home screen is the admin tools page. Here they'll be able to view reports, create employees, view their meetings, book in and out of vehicle, view the projects assigned to clients, view user roles, configure the admin timer, view employee types, and configure the complaint feedback time. They're also able to view all of the users within the system. They're able to edit and delete any user, and they're also able to view the vehicles in the system, as well as the vehicle makes, models, types, as well as create, update and delete vehicles, vehicle makes, vehicle models and vehicle types. If an admin would like to edit a vehicle or add a new vehicle to the system, they need to go to vehicle management. First, if they'd like to add a new vehicle which has never been added to the system, they need to go to vehicle type. This is where they can add any types of vehicles that haven't been added. Let's say that we need to add an SUV to the system. So we have ordered an SUV, it's on its way to the company. You see that we've added an SUV, you can edit it. Let's say we want to call it SUVs. And you can also delete it if you'd like to. Let's just add it back. Once you've done that, you go into the vehicle model. Let's say we are getting a ML Mercedes. Obviously ML isn't there. ML class. You press submit. You can see that a new ML class has been added, and you can also edit it and delete it as seen in vehicle types. We then go to vehicle make. There's already a Mercedes-Benz but let's say it's spelled correctly. It's supposed to be Mercedes-Benz. So we would like to update that. We can update it. Now when we move on to the vehicle, we'll be able to enter all of its details. So DF14FDGP is the license number. Its vehicle color is white. The make is obviously Mercedes-Benz. Model is an ML class, and it is an SUV. Once we press submit, the system will save the new details and add it here. We can then go and edit it if we entered it correctly. Let's say it's actually EW14SDGP. We entered the license number incorrectly. We can then view it. We are also able to search for vehicles. You can see that we have a Durban vehicle. We search ND, it will only display that. Otherwise, if we want to search for the vehicles in Joburg or Gauteng, we search GP and we'll show all the license numbers with GP, all the vehicles. Vehicle makes as well. So we want to search vehicles with the letter B in it. We press search, Mercedes-Benz and BMW will pop up. Models, let's say we want anything with I in it. Hilux in the 2 Series, as well as, let's say we want to search all the things with have V in it. SUV, or if you want to search for a full thing, you can go SUV, and I'll show you big and normal SUV. Same with model. Let's say we want to search for Hilux, we can't find it. Search for Hilux, there it is there. And same with make. So you want to search Toyota, press search, it will display Toyota. If the admin would like to view all the users in the system, they can click on the user management in the navigation bar at the top. Once they click that, the side nav will change, displaying clients, admins, sales representatives, stock users, and technicians. As we are currently logged in, we are unable to delete ourselves, but if another admin was created and they're on the system and they need to remove us, there will be a delete button here for them to delete. We're unable to edit clients' details because we shouldn't be able to. They should be able to edit their own details. The only thing we can do is delete. I can show you now quickly. If I go here and I say delete, obviously an error code, and that's because the person is obviously logged in. Admin, we're able to either by selecting there, or if you go here, you can press this button and you'll be able to edit your details. Let me put my real name in, Jason Pina. I'm a male, employee and everything. I was born in July the 8th of 2020. When I press submit, you'll see my date of birth has changed. My name is also changed there at the top. It's changed my gender to male as well as my name. We can do that with the sales representative as well. His name is Damien Dieterix. Once we press submit, it will capture his new name. We can also delete him and modify him, as well with the stock user and technician. For clients and all of the users below, you're able to search based on their name and surname. So if we want to search De Castro, so we search DE. Obviously, because Damien has DE in his name, so does Mike. If we go Castro, and we press search, Mike will only be the one available. Admin, same with admin. If I try to search for Keegan, nothing will display, but if I search for Jason, it will display my name, Pina, still displays, and then cast, nothing will display.
And that is the same with the sales representative, stock user, and technician. On the admin home screen, they'll be able to view reports, create employees, view meetings, book in vehicles, book out vehicles, projects, view user roles, config the admin timer, view employee types, and config complaint feedback time.
When you're logged in as an admin, you will be able to access our reporting functionality. This can be done by clicking the View Reports menu on the dashboard or the View Reports button in the side nav. You will have the option to create or download any report that you select. There will be a drop down with the selection of all the different reports. The first report we have is the complaint report. This is a report of all the complaints in the system as well as the statuses, where you can see how many are awaiting response, how many have been responded to, and how many have been viewed. A table will be displayed showing the status of the report, the employee, the date of the complaint, and the feedback. And when there's no feedback, then there will be no data inside the feedback. We also have an employee task report, which will show a list of all the tasks that are assigned to certain employees as well as the projects that it falls under. This will also show the start and the end date for the project, as well as a count of how many tasks that certain employee has assigned to. When you click the tickets assigned report, you will be able to see a criteria of the different ticket criteria that you have in the database. When you select a criteria, a report will be generated showing how many tickets are in that certain criteria in comparison to the other criteria, as well as a list of all the tickets that meet that criteria. This is the same for complete projects report, where it will show that in this case there's 12 complete reports, as well as a list of all the reports. We also have the number of completed projects report, which will show a graph of which months had the most projects completed or little projects, as well as a list of the name, end date, and status of the project which will be complete. We also have a stock according to criteria report, where the user will be prompted to select a minimum stock criteria and a maximum, and then it will generate a report for the amount of stock that falls within this region here. So you'll see a list of all the products that currently have stock between the values that you would have inputted. For all these reports, you have the option to download the report, where you will see your browser prompting you to download, and then a download will begin. A file called report will be downloaded onto the computer.
To register an employee, the admin would have to select the add employee button. The register employee form will pop up. Then you just fill out the form. Name him Jordan, employee, surname Peterson. Peterson at Gmail. Give him an ID of 6105.2546608. Contact number 83-684-3327, and username we just call him Jordan. Password we'll just make it 123. Gender male, and then employee type we'll make him a technician, so that's the user role. Date of birth, let's navigate to 1961, so Then you have an option to either upload an image through webcam or upload the image from the computer. I'm gonna use the webcam. Let's take a picture. If you're not happy with the picture, you can take another one. Let's try that again. Save the image. And let's go ahead and submit. Okay. To view the employee, you go to user management. There we go. You'll be able to view the employee under the technicians. Here it is. If you need to modify any details, you select the modify button. Just change this email to jordanp@gmail.com, and the number. Let's leave out the 0 because the 27 accounts for that. 368433327. We're happy with this gender, and we can submit the form. Okay, and then we're also able to delete an employee. To do that, you just select the delete employee button. Alright, let's navigate back to the admin tools by selecting the button, and now we can navigate to the employee tabs. These are the employee types that are available, and if you want to add an employee type, you just select the create employee type button, and we'll give the description of let's just say administrator. And go ahead and submit the form. And then you'd be able to view the new employee type that was created. Then you can delete the employee type as well. Let's go ahead and delete it. And you're able to delete the employee type if it's not assigned to an employee. But if we try to delete a technician, it should prevent us from being deleted. Oh, the delete restrict pop-up will show because there is a technician on the system, so you won't be allowed to delete the specific employee type. And select OK to return. The admin will also be able to search for the specific employee type on the system. They will then enter the description of the employee type and select the search button, and the specific employee type will be displayed on the screen as shown here.
If an admin would like to view the meetings that have been scheduled for him, he must click on the admin tools in the navigation bar, then view meetings in the side nav. Here he'll be able to view meetings by the day, by the work week, and since we work from Monday to Saturday, well, the business hours are Monday to Saturday, it only displays that. And then when you view the month, you can view all of your meetings by the month. If the admin would like to view all the projects assigned to the clients, you can press on the admin tools in the nav bar and then projects on the side nav, or you can press on view projects. He'll be directed to the view projects page. Here he'll be able to download assessment of needs or delete a project that is currently in use, as well as search for a project. So if you would like to search for Vodacom project and you press search, the Vodacom Midrand project will be displayed. If the admin would like to configure the admin timer, they'd need to press on the admin tools in the nav bar, then config admin timer in the side nav. Here they'll be able to select the new timer. If a user is inactive for 4 minutes as selected, they will be logged out of the system and returned to the CRIS system homepage. Currently it's 20 minutes. If you'd like to configure it, we'll say successfully configured. Please log in to activate the new admin timer. So once I've logged out and logged back in, if I am inactive for 20 minutes, I'll be logged out of the system. If the admin would like to configure the complaint feedback time, they can come to the admin tools and then click on the complaint feedback time in the side nav. Here they can stipulate the time before a warning and then the latest time. So let's say we would like to implement that within 2 days of the end, they must get a warning and they have 5 days to reply to a complaint. Once you press the modify, it has been modified and it is now changed to 2 days and 5 days for the last time to reply to a complaint.
A user would log in by clicking in the login button in the top right corner on the nav bar. This would redirect them to our login page. You would enter your username and password. If incorrect, the system will display an error message. Once correct, the system will then log the user in and redirect them to their correct home page. A user can log out from the system by clicking on the logout button in the top right corner. This will then display a prompt for them to confirm logout. If they wish to log out, they click on the logout button. This then logs the user out and redirects them back to the landing page of the system. If a user has forgotten their password, they can use the forgot password function. To do so, they click on the forgot password button. The system then prompts them for the email address that they have registered with. We then go and put the email address and click confirm. An OTP is then generated and sent to the user's email address. The user then goes to their email address to receive the password, the OTP. They then take the OTP and insert it. They then click on the confirm button. The system then validates it and redirects them to the reset forgotten password. They then enter their new password. The system checks that both match. As you can see, they do not match here. Make sure we have the correct passwords and click reset password. The user is then redirected back to the login screen where they can log in with their new password. A user can reset their password out of choice. To do so, they go to the modification of their profile by clicking on their name, which displays the modifier profile screen. They then click the reset password button. They are then redirected to reset password. They enter their current password and then their new password. The system checks that the current password is correct. As you can see here, it is not correct. So we need to put in the current password. This is to avoid people jumping onto your computer and changing your password to what they wish. We then put the correct password and click reset password. Password has been reset.